Hi guys, thank you for watching, and today's video I want to talk about a form of student accommodation that a lot of people don't know is an option, and yet is probably what a lot of international students would need, because in the beginning for a lot of people, finances are tight and affordable accommodation in Germany is becoming scarce. Like, you can be paying up to 500 euros for a room in Germany. Not an apartment, a room in some cities. So it's absolutely crazy. Now there is what is called Wohnen gegen Hilfe, which translates to living in exchange for help, or Wohnen für Hilfe, living for help. Now what Wohnen für Hilfe does is, they're basically two groups of people. You have retired senior citizens who have these big houses, and they live by themselves because their children are grown and have moved out. And they have a lot of this space that they can offer, but what they don't have is the energy and the ability to do some chores around the house, or do some, or run their errands for themselves. And then you have students who have all this energy and can get stuff done, but they don't have the money to pay these absorbent prices that landlords are now charging at the moment. So what Wohnen für Hilfe does is it brings these two people together for them to be able to help each other. Now this is absolutely structured, and there are contracts and everything is agreed upon. When you think about living with a senior citizen or a retired person, you don't have to picture that you're going to be 24/7 their help. No, that's not what this is. So Wohnen für Hilfe matches up senior citizens with students so that they can help each other. Now you will live in this person's house rent free, which is a huge plus. Like I just said, some places you can be paying up to 500 euros for a room. Now if you're going to live with someone rent free in exchange for help, I think it's a bargain, because even if you live at home, when you study and you're living at home, you don't just sit at home. You still do chores around the house. So it's basically like living at home. Now it's absolutely rent free, but you pay for your water and electricity, which amounts to like maybe 40 euros, 50 euros, it depends. And now, like I said, this is in exchange for help. How much help are you supposed to give this person that you're going to live with? Now, how much help you give this person is calculated based on how much room this person has given you. Now, for every square meter that you have, you give an hour service. Now, let's just say your room that you're going to live in is 16 square meters. Then you owe this person 16 hours of work in a month. That translates to 4 hours of work a week, which is absolutely nothing. And what kind of work are you going to be doing is completely different from situation to situation. It could be things like mowing the lawn, raking the leaves, cleaning the house, doing the shopping, or maybe accompanying to doctor's visits, or accompanying into the city. Like senior citizens probably have different needs. Some people are fit and they can go out on themselves, but what they can't do is clean the windows and go up a ladder and do certain things, and that's what you would assist with. And rarely do you ever find, having to move into a house with someone who needs like help with going to the bathroom or going, but I mean, if you are willing and if you are able to do such things, then nothing stops you. But that's not the norm. So normally it's just doing house chores, doing the shopping, doing the laundry and things like that. And if you have to do 4 hours of work to be able to, get a comfortable place to stay, I think it is nothing. And it is also a big plus for the senior citizens, because like I just said, some of these people have these huge houses and they live by themselves. So it's very lonely to come home to hear crickets, and they just want to have young blood in the house. They might not necessarily want any kind of help, because some people are rich and they have a cleaning lady, and they have some, they have people who do their stuff for them. They just want to have young blood in the house, to have activity, to see someone moving around, to have have a conversation over breakfast, have a conversation over dinner, and just to know someone else is in the house and not just crickets, you know what I mean? So I think Wohnen and Hilfe is something that a lot of international students should look into and consider. I know that when you think about living with a senior citizen, you think, oh my god, it's just like totally boring, and they will trap you and they'll think you're their best friend, and you'll be forced to do senior citizen types of things all day, every day. But I don't think so. I actually know a Zimbabwean girl who had a setup like that, and she graduated and she continued to live with this couple. She lived with an elderly couple, and she continued to live with them for the first like 2 years, I think, after she got a job and after she could actually afford a place, because they got along and they understood each other, and she was comfortable, they were comfortable, and they became like, you know, family. So you can find situations like that, and I would, you know, recommend that people look into it and try to find a setup like that. For most international students, I know you get no support from your parents and you have to do it all on your own. So if you can knock off the rental expenses, that is a big plus. Now, how do you come by this Wohnen for Hilfe? You can ask from your university, ask your international office if they can organize something like that. Sometimes it is run within the university, or sometimes there's an external like agency that does it together with the university. So ask your international office, or just Google it. If you're going to be studying in Berlin, just Google, you know, Wohnen for Hilfe Berlin. Then you should get the links of who to contact and how that's supposed to work. Or sometimes people do these private agreements, you know, you can find on eBay or in the newspaper, or you can put an ad yourself. But definitely, you know, make sure you have a contract and make sure you've agreed upon the hours of work and what kind of work, so that you don't find yourself in a situation where people now want you to do more than you've bargained for, and then it starts to affect your studies. So definitely look into it, but be careful. Make sure there's a contract, make sure you understand the contract and know what you're getting yourself into. But for most people, it works very well. And I was actually doing a little bit of research for this video, and I stumbled upon a video on YouTube. I will try to link it. It's in German, but maybe, you know, if you can watch it in German and you don't mind. And it was actually a single mother, I think it was, who lives with their child by themselves, and they wanted help with babysitting, and they had a setup like that where they found a student, and the student you know, did some housework and some babysitting, and lived there rent-free. Just the same setup of Wohnen for Hilfe with the senior citizens, just this time it's taking care of a teenager, because a lot of people don't need a nanny anymore. Like if you have a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old, you don't need a nanny anymore, but you just want, you know, like an older sister watching over the person. And if you can find a situation like that, it would actually also be a plus, you know. So I think it varies. You don't always have to be with the senior citizen, or, you know, you can also live with, you know, a family that has teenage kids, or a single parent that has teenagers and just wants a little bit of monitoring, maybe before they come to work or something like that. So guys, that's it for my video, and I hope this tip was useful to you. If you haven't subscribed and you like my videos, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.